What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. If you guys saw in my last video, I did mention that I sold the British Racing Green individual G80 M3, and so I needed a replacement car for that, as I alluded to in that video. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a couple of little teaser story posts about what that new daily driver car is, and I'm going to show you what that is in today's video. Additionally, if you are wondering why I sold the G80 M3, definitely go check out that other video prior to this one. I kind of explain my thought process and as to why I sold that car. And so yeah, we are welcoming a new car on the channel, and it's gonna be a good one because I think it's gonna make for some pretty good content. Like I mentioned in my last video, I'm actually taking a little bit of a step back in time in order to do this kind of build. I think it's gonna actually do really well. It's a much more affordable car for people, so I think that it's gonna create some really good content. Additionally, I did have an older version of this model, and so I'm pretty familiar with the way the car is and things like that. So, and as well as the modifications that are needed, in my opinion, for this actual car. So let's show you guys what we got. All right, so there you have it. This is my 2018 BMW F30 340i. So again, I've owned a car very similar to this in the past. You may have seen some older videos on my channel. I had an F30 335, also 2014. So that had the N55 motor. This is going to be the newer generation of that car, basically, with the B58. So I recently picked up this car a few weeks actually before I sold the BRG G80, and I spotted this car online when I just happened to be looking around, and I spotted it and I noticed it instantly because of the wheels and the modifications that are currently on the car. I recognized it, and so this is kind of a shout out to my buddy here in Cincinnati who used to previously own this car. His name is Jeff, and he's the one that actually purchased this car from a dealership in Atlanta, I believe, and then he's the one that kind of did these basic modifications that you see on the car currently. And so I've been following Jeff on Instagram actually for quite a few years at this point, and kind of know him well enough at least to purchase a car that he previously owned. So yeah, Jeff owned the car and he sold it a few years back, maybe about a year and a half ago at this point. Sold it to a guy named Brian in Texas, hence the Texas plates. And Brian was the one that I bought the car off of. So it's a multi-owner car. I think it's 3-owner. I might be the 4th now at this point. The car is a 2018 340i non-X drive, so this is the rear-wheel drive version. And I bought it with 41,000 miles on it, so basically a baby. I was really hoping that the weather was going to be better. I probably should have made this video right when I got the car, but with the holidays and things like that, just didn't have the time to do it. But so yeah, we're out here unfortunately in the freezing cold with 13 inches of snow, and the car is super dirty, so unfortunately that's what I had to kind of deal with. So, but I wanted to show you guys what the car is and kind of talk about it a little bit before I start doing some additional modifications. So yeah, beautiful car. This is Alpine white, and then it does have black leather interior. The interior is actually super mint. And I'll talk about some of the little mods in here real quick. It's pretty much stock on the inside here. So the interior is pretty much stock. It does have the aluminum trim here, your typical BMW, you know, standard equipment here. It does have actually, which is kind of a cool mod, it's got an F80 gauge cluster. So that was completely coated in by Jeff. So that's a really cool addition to the car, something you don't normally see. I've got my Uniden radar detector in here, but otherwise the car is stock. Obviously it's got a couple floor mats in here. It does have some nice dark window tint as well, which I love. Typically I don't like when people tint their windows because it's never dark enough for me, but this is a good amount for a daily. Maybe eventually I will tint the front windshield just to darken it up a little bit further. But in terms of exterior modifications, the first thing you'll notice are the Odhan wheels, Adhan, whatever you want to call them. So these are a kind of a matte bronze, satin bronze finish, and it's going to be a 19 by 8.5 in front and a 19 by 9.5 in the rear, plus 35 offset all the way around. And we've got some Continental all-season tires on here, so those are likely going to stay. You'll also see that we've got some TLG mud flaps here. This is actually a M Performance fitted car, so it does have some M Performance parts on it, including the front lip here, as well as the side skirts. So those are kind of a matte black. I will probably change some of this stuff just because I'm more of a carbon guy myself. You'll see that the V-braces are already white. I've got some paint matched reflectors here to get rid of the orange, per usual. These are winged mirror caps. It's actually not real carbon fiber, so Vesca, who is one of my sponsors, actually sent me a set of real carbon fiber ones, so I'm going to be swapping those. I'd like to swap in carbon side skirt extensions instead. It does have real carbon rear bumper extensions. It also does have the real carbon fiber OEM trunk spoiler there, and then this does have an M Performance power and sound kit on it, so it does have the M Performance exhaust on it with the carbon tips, which just sounds fantastic. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, another big modification is the suspension. You'll notice that the car is actually not at standard ride height. It's actually lowered pretty nicely. I may take the front down a little bit more, but these are Bilstein B14 coilovers. And so, yeah, they ride really nicely. No noises, no binding noises or anything like that. They're pretty comfortable for being coilovers. Super happy with those. And in terms of engine mods, not much to report really. I'll show you under the hood here. So he did a couple things here, just minor upgrades. It's got a still has the stock intake, but I do have a BMS filter to put on here. It does have CTS charge pipes, and then it does have this aftermarket strut brace. I'm not really sure what brand that is. I don't remember off the top of my head. But otherwise, the car is pretty much stock tune, and everything else. So to me, this is one of the best daily driver cars. That's one thing I really loved and missed about my F30 335 was the drivability, the daily ability, and it's just a really fantastic, reliable car. All right, so I figured I'd take the rest of this conversation indoors because it is literally like 20 degrees outside and I'm freezing my ass off. So just want to talk a little bit about the car again, kind of recap. So 2018 340i, Alpine white with black interior. I bought it with just over 41,000 miles on it. Equipped with an M Performance power and sound kit, which includes the BMW Performance exhaust and tune. So it has 355 horses and 369 foot-pounds of torque as it currently sits. So we are going to be changing that because in a future video, I've actually got a tune already to put on this car. So I'm wasting no time on this, OEM Plus type of build. And then additionally, as I mentioned, it's got Bilstein B14 coilovers. Did come with, stock suspension, things like that. And CTS turbo high flow charge pipe. And yeah, I've got a BMS filter that I can also do an install video for as well. It does have the 19-inch Odhan AFF7 bronze wheels with Continental Extreme Contact all seasons. And yeah, just your typical BMW stuff otherwise. So again, purchased car early December, or I'm sorry, early November, mid-November, something around that time frame. So I've had it for a little bit of time at this point, and I've been daily driving it. It serves a perfect daily driver. So if you're looking for a daily driven BMW that is super reliable, again, it does have the B58 motor in it, which is super stout, can make a lot of power, super tunable, very, very awesome and reliable as well. And so I did buy this car in an automatic just for drivability purposes. Yeah, the car is absolutely fantastic. So huge shout out to Jeff here in Cincinnati for kind of putting this build together, and also, you know, confirming the modifications and confirming, you know, Brian, who is the guy that I bought off of, confirming the relationship there and making sure that everybody was legit. Brian was fantastic to work with. Probably the easiest car purchase I've ever had in my entire life. Made it super, super simple. Super easy to communicate and negotiate with him, and super transparent. So I really appreciate that. Thanks to both you, Brian, and Jeff for making this car come to the channel. So yeah, so in terms of modifications, like I mentioned or alluded to here, I've got a tune for the car. Additionally, on Black Friday, I took advantage of a couple sales. I've got Alpine white front bumper reflectors pending install, and also a catless downpipe that I am going to be showing you guys how to install. That was from Spool Performance. So I've got those two modifications, and I think I'm going to leave the exhaust because I just love the way it sounds. I think the B58 is one of the best sounding BMW motors on the market today. It sounds really great. It sounds kind of like my N55, only better in my opinion. And then with that N Performance rear section on there, it's fantastic. I mean, you really can't beat it. So yeah, in terms of other modifications, I think I'm going to pull off that front lip. It does have a scratch kind of on the underside passenger front there. So I'm going to pull that lip off. I'd like to do some carbon there on the front lip. I'd like to change out the side skirts from the plastic, you know, and performance ones to carbon fiber, just to match that rear that's already carbon fiber. Additionally, I might do a diffuser or something of that nature as well. I'm sure the wheels will change just because I like to, you know, put my own little touches on it and things like that. So I've got a lot of ideas and things to do with this car. I think it's going to make for some really great content, and again, super reliable car. Paid a good price for it as well. So, you know, not much to complain with otherwise. I still need to keep a BMW car in the family here. Since I did sell the G80, I think this is going to be a really good replacement in the meantime until my other car shows up. So hint, hint, I've got another car coming at some point in time. So I guess if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns about anything that I've discussed in this video, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Stay tuned. A lot more content for this car coming. So I hope you guys are excited for it, just like I am. Take care. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.